In a quiet corner of Africa, where dusty roads wind through humble villages and children race barefoot under the sun, lives a young dreamer with a spark of genius that could change the world. Meet Kelvin, a teenager from Ghana, who may one day be mentioned in the same breath as Elon Musk. Why? Because this young man did the unthinkable. He built an entire working car, from scratch. No engineering degree, no fancy tools, no corporate funding. Just pure imagination, relentless passion, and scrap metal. Hi, I'm Kelvin. People call me the Elon Musk of Ghana. That title might seem like an exaggeration. But stay with us, because by the end of this story you'll understand why it fits. Kelvin was born and raised in a modest neighborhood in Ghana, where the average person earns less than $300 a month. He grew up surrounded not by high-tech laboratories, but by challenges, power outages, economic hardship, and limited access to formal education. But from a young age he was different. Since I was 10 years old, I'd had this passion for creating machines. I didn't go to engineering school. I taught myself. While most kids were playing football after school, Kelvin was in his garage, building. Not because anyone told him to, but because something inside him refused to rest. Kelvin's first inventions were simple. A toy plane made from plastic bottles, a handcrafted vacuum cleaner cobbled together with wires and motors scavenged from broken radios. He would spend hours watching YouTube tutorials, reverse engineering old devices, and sketching wild designs in his notebook. He didn't need a classroom to learn. The world became his teacher. But Kelvin's imagination didn't stop at toys. At the age of 14 he set his eyes on a bigger dream, a real drivable car. Not just any car. A car he would build himself. From scratch. The idea sounded insane, especially for someone with no money, no access to parts, and no formal training. Even his friends and neighbors thought he was losing his mind. People didn't understand what I was trying to do. Some tried to discourage me. Others said I was going mad. But Kelvin didn't listen. He started visiting local car shops, volunteering to sweep floors and clean tools just to learn how cars worked. He asked mechanics endless questions. He watched, he listened, he learned. Kelvin spent the next 4 years collecting parts from junkyards and construction sites. Every screw, every wire, every bolt was scavenged and repurposed. He turned garbage into gold. He worked part-time jobs, carrying cement, helping builders, selling scrap metal, all to save money for the one part he couldn't build himself. The engine. I was doing minor jobs, construction, selling scrap. I needed money to buy the engine. 3 years later, at age 18, after countless failures, frustrations, and sleepless nights, the impossible became reality. He rolled out the Kelvin Mobile, his very own handmade car. With butterfly doors like a Ferrari, an actual steering wheel, gear stick, headlights, and even a radio, the Kelvin Mobile is more than just a car. It's a symbol. A symbol of what's possible when talent meets perseverance. Every time I take the car outside, people get excited. They take pictures. They smile. It motivates me to keep going. The entire project cost him less than $3,000. And yet, what he built is priceless. In a town where few people even own a car, Kelvin now drives his own, one he built with his bare hands. But Kelvin is not stopping at one car. Just like Elon Musk, he dreams of electric vehicles, cars that drive themselves, vehicles that prevent accidents, machines that save lives. My next dream is to build an electric car that drives itself and helps prevent injuries from accidents. His ambition doesn't stop on the road. He wants to go higher, much higher. His ultimate goal? To build airplanes. And eventually, rockets. Yes, rockets. Kelvin's story is a powerful reminder. Innovation doesn't belong to the rich. Brilliance isn't limited to billionaires. And genius can bloom in the most unlikely places. Think about it. A teenager with zero formal education. No financial support. No internet for much of his childhood. And yet, he built a working vehicle with his own 2 hands. Imagine what he could do with proper tools, mentorship, and funding. What if Kelvin had been born in Silicon Valley instead of Ghana? Would he be building rockets at SpaceX? Designing self-driving AI systems? Revolutionizing transportation? Most likely yes. But fate had other plans. For now, Kelvin is still in his small garage, self-teaching, experimenting, dreaming. But what if the world paid attention? What if we stopped overlooking young geniuses like Kelvin, simply because of where they were born? Kelvin's story isn't just about one boy. It's about a new generation of African inventors, thinkers, and change-makers who are rewriting the narrative. They don't want handouts. They want opportunity. They want investment. They want belief. Let's give them that. Let's spotlight the stories that matter. Let's support the Kelvins of the world. Because genius is everywhere. But opportunity? That's something we can create together. Kelvin's journey is just beginning. The road ahead is long, but his engine is fueled by something more powerful than gasoline. Hope, resilience, and unshakable belief in himself. One day the world may fly in planes he designed, drive in electric cars he built, and explore the stars and rockets that first began in a dusty garage in Ghana. Until then, we watch in awe, we cheer him on, and we wait for his next move. Because sometimes, the next Elon Musk isn't born in California. He's born in Ghana. And his name is Kelvin. Support young innovators. Share this story.